Okay, buddy. This week, are we going anywhere? Well, no, I don't think so either. No, they were right. I'm not going to look at any specific lenses or cameras this week.
Get the fuck out of here.
What are we talking about this week? How about old stuff? Vintage stuff. And what exactly is vintage stuff anyway? Do you know? Yeah, well, go ahead and tell us. This will be the Dylan Show. Let you do everything on your own, huh? Yeah, this week we're just going to talk about vintage stuff.
What? No.
Whether it's cameras, lenses, photography in general. So, what do you know about it? You know anything? I know you don't know anything. So, let's find out together. So, grab yourself something to eat or drink, get yourself comfortable. And let's get it on.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, Dylan and I are back for another episode of Camera Talk. This week, we're going old school.
At least we're not fucking idiots.
You know anything about old school?
No.
No, you're only in preschool, so to you, old school is last year. Anyway, old school for us photography people is vintage stuff.
The wonderful world of Cameraland.
Vintage lenses, vintage cameras. Hey, what's it all about anyway? It seems to be the trend the last few years. People go, oh, vintage. Let's get some vintage lenses. And everybody's going film. Vintage cameras. There's stuff all over the place. Why? Why do people do it? Is it the experience? Is it the memories? Is it the history? Is it just because it's a trend, it's a cool thing to do, all the hipsters out there? Is it emotions? Do you know anything about emotions?
No.
No, I know you don't know anything about emotions, Joe. You're nothing but one big walking emotion, crying constantly and whining and doing what all other 3-year-olds do. That's right, buddy. Well, it could be any of those, or it could be all of those in a combination. But you know what it all boils down to? What makes you happy, right? What makes you happy? Come on, let's move you over here. So tell us, what makes Dylan happy? Is it the sunshine make you happy? Is it the moonshine makes you happy? That's right, you drink enough of that stuff, you're gonna be happy. You should see this guy slug back a beer, holy moly. Anyway, whatever makes you happy is really what's it all about anyway. Don't listen to other people, including me. If I tell you, oh, try this lens or try that lens, you should buy this, you gotta have that. It really, again, comes up to you. But photography these days seems to be following the same path as politics. And everybody knows what's going on in politics these days, whether it's in the US or whether it's in other countries.
I don't care.
It's all about the tribe.
I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
You in my tribe or not? Do you think like I do or not? If you don't, I hate you. Get out of my house. Unfriend you on Facebook. Blah, 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 blah. Or even worse, violence. Whatever happened in the middle of the road, right? People could discuss things and whatnot. But photography is getting to be the same way. Yeah, like him interrupting and giving his opinions. Have you ever read the comment section, like on F-stoppers or any of these things? Somebody will comment on some kind of camera or some kind of lens. And next thing you know, there's all these comments below saying, oh, you suck, you don't know this, you don't know that, not part of my group, therefore, you shouldn't even be on this. I hate this website because they don't post anything other than this and blah, 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 blah. Negative, 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 negative.
You suck.
Negative. Don't you hate negatives? Ah. Misery loves company. Dylan loves misery. So he loves company. That's right, you do. Yeah. I mean, all these armchair warriors out there, tough guys on the internet. I'm just going to be a troll and,
Cap's always unlocked.
so on and so on and so on. Anyway, the other problem, of course, with all that is the fanboy thing. Oh, I'm a Sony fanboy, or a Canon fanboy, or a Nikon fanboy, or a Leica fanboy, or a Fuji fanboy, so on and so on. If you don't use my camera brand, well, you must suck. You suck? You suck? No, yeah, you.
I don't like your jerk off face, I don't like your jerk off behavior, and I don't like you. Jerk off.
And even vintage lenses, let alone camera systems. The vintage lens thing too. Some people are like, oh no, there's nothing better than Carl Zeiss Dienas, and there's nothing better than RE Auto Top Cores, there's nothing better than the Takamars, there's nothing better than the Ernst Lights, and so on and so on and so on. It's a tough world out there. Even tough for you, Mr. 3-year-old. Yeah. So anyway, again, if you're into vintage stuff, vintage lenses, vintage cameras, vintage cars. I had a 1983 SL380 Mercedes. Nice, convertible. Never had the top up. I was in Southern California, now I'm in Vietnam. Of course, it rains all the damn time here, so that would be a useless car in this climate. But, vintage watches. I've got a Rolex from 1945. I've got a Omega from 1963. But yeah, vintage stuff is cool. Old stuff is cool. New stuff is cool too. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all old stuff is the way to go, but older stuff tends to be a little more economical than the new stuff.
Cheap bastard.
Again, my Mercedes was 10 grand versus a brand new Mercedes. My Rolex was 3 grand versus 20 something grand, and so on and so on. My camera systems, I have a Leica M9, which is kind of vintage these days, from 2009, right? That's kind of old. I have an M10 too, but speaking vintage, it's an M9 with a 1972 Summicron version 3. It's vintage, and it produces some pretty killer photos. It still has great rendition and everything else for something that's not that much younger than myself.
So old.
I have a Canon Dream Lens here, the 50mm 0.95 from the 1960s. Again, it's not a modern lens. It's not a... Take time out for a little Bart Simpson killing. It's not a modern lens, so it's not crystal sharp, not clinically sharp, but it's got character. And anyway, it's cool. That's pretty much what vintage stuff comes down to, is it's cool. Some people will say it's hip. Some people will say it's all in how you use it.
It's how you use it.
Yeah, it's all in how you use it. So anyway, it also tends to be more economical. Tends to be. I mean, my Summicron, this Summicron, for example, was, $1,500 compared to a Summicron today, which is close to $8,000.
What the fuck?
My Leica M9 was about 2,400, 2,500. Leica M11, again, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on where you get it.
No way.
The, my Canon. Let's let him get his laugh out here. My Canon 50 millimeter 0.95. Not so economical because they're not so plentiful. It was $3,000 or so.
Holy crap.
But for what you get out of it, though, the bang for the buck is cool. But I like used stuff. I mean, modesty photography, all about used stuff and saving you money, right? My Sony A7R II, brand new, is a few $1,000s. I got this one used for about $1,000, but yet it still works just as well as any other thing. 42 megapixels, hey, it's great for cropping and so forth and so on. So, anyway, what else can we say about vintage stuff? Economical, it's cool, it's got character. Some of the looks you get from your results look like vintage shots of things. You're gonna be vintage soon, mister. It's vintage over here. Don't fall off my leg. Anyway, if you watch this channel, you'll notice he was missing the last camera talk, right? Because he felt he had something else to do.
I'm a fucking artist. I'm sensitive as shit.
But while I was busy editing, putting in my little clips in there, he was watching the whole time, going, "Where's Dylan? Where's Dylan? Hey, it was your fault. You didn't want to participate." So anyway, that's my vintage little chit chat. It's got its thing. It's got its experience. It's great for those older people who might be trying to relive some of the memories of their previous days. as a photographer, as a young man or young woman, or just to relive, walk in the footsteps of the greats out there, the photography greats. And use the same equipment that they used to see what it was like to be them. There's a lot of great reasons to use vintage stuff. So anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of you. So let's give our little plug for our photo editing software that we use. And when I say we, I mean you. You're not doing anything, mister. But who do we use? We use Luminar. I use Luminar AI, which they don't even sell anymore, and Luminar Neo. Now, Luminar Neo is a mix of AI and Luminar 4. And we keep hearing about AI all the time, right? What's AI stand for, mister?
No.
AI? I'll give you a shot. I'm going to give you your interpretation. 1, 2, 3. Is it that?
No.
No, it's not that. No, you silly. It's artificial intelligence.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aren't you a treat, Mr. Laffer? So artificial intelligence. It's got all kinds of dust and spot removal. It's got power line removal, scenery lighting. All these things is just a click of a mouse. Click of the mouse will bring you the results for these things. So if your photo's got a boatload of power lines all the way through it, click on it, it'll analyze the photo. AI will identify those power lines. You click remove, and it'll remove them for you. Not perfect, just like everything in AI world is not perfect. Just like Dylan AI is not perfect, is it?
Okay, that's it. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
And then you might have to clean up a little bit here and there, but it's still a heck of a lot easier than having to go over all the power lines manually and get rid of them. So Yeah, it's got all kinds of stuff. I'm not gonna go through the whole menu of stuff that it has. It's economical. Hey, like 80, 90 bucks, you know, for the whole package. It's yours for life when you download it. Uh-huh. You want to save $10? Click below. You click below, there's a link. Oh, click below. You click on the link below, and it'll take you to Luminar. And Luminar, well, Skylum is the name of the company. But Luminar, the product, and you purchase Luminar through our link, you'll save 10 bucks. So it'll end up being 70 or 80 bucks. I forget what the price is these days. And what do they do with that $10? Do they give it to us?
No.
Yes, they do. They'll give it to us because we went through the trouble to tell everybody about it, right? And if you get your $10, what do they call that?
No.
They don't call it no. They call it kickback. Yeah, kickback. And what are you going to do with your kickback? Are you going to put it in the bank?
No.
No? Are you going to spend it on your girlfriends?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I bet you will. Well, if you save it up, one day you can have $1 million.
$1 million.
Right? $1 million. And it also goes to help Skylum keep doing what they're doing. Where is Skylum? What country?
No.
Ukraine. Yes, they're in the Ukraine. Everybody knows what's going on in Ukraine, right? Damn, Mr. Putin. Putin and his people. Yeah. So anyway, so you're supporting them as well. Other than that, what else? Well, how about you help support our channel? And I don't mean financially, but you can help expose us out there in YouTube land, and you can subscribe. You want to do one?
No.
No? Daddy will do it then. Subscribe. And how about 2 hands? Your 2 fingers? My 2 fingers? You got 4 fingers?
No.
So that's 8. Wait, your fingers keeping increasing. Subscribe. That's right. And what else does YouTube like besides subscribers? They like the thumbs up, right? Want to do the thumbs up?
No.
Thumbs up. Do 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 do. Thumbs up. Uh-huh. That's Dylan's little girlfriends, right? The thumbs up girls. Yeah, Dylan likes the thumbs up girls. Other than that, well, who are we?
No.
You're Dylan.
No.
I'm Dr. Scott.
No.
Here's Johnny.
And together we're all Modesty Photography. We're here to talk about tips and tricks about photography, vintage cameras, vintage lenses, vintage Dylans, vintage, what vintage what? Child abuse.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? Well, you're not laughing. You're not going to pee on my leg or anything, are you, mister? Yeah. So, you think they should come back next week? Huh? Think they should come back next week?
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So thank you for dropping by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, if you could hear anything beyond this guy. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for coming back next week. And thank you for just being you. And why is that? Because you belong here. That's right. And where do they belong? You don't know? Sit in the middle. Where do they belong? They belong at Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right. So we make one of these videos every Friday. So come on back next Friday. That's Friday Vietnam time, remember? That could be the day before you, the day after you, or the same day as you. That's what happens with the funky time when you're zipping around the world. That's where we are now. So, anyway, thank you again for watching. And I think that's about it. You ready to say bye-bye? All right, 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming.